Hi guys, welcome back. Second video of the day, we're going to break down Game 3 of the Warriors versus Grizzlies game. Full game highlights, here we go. Now starting off, they had a little different lineup than usual. They had Kuminga at the 5 today, Game 3. So, as Draymond creates a little space up for Ja. Now going into this game, and I'll let these highlights fly, and I'll make some plays, and I'll broadcast some plays. Memphis got out to a pretty early lead actually to start. And they kept shooting the lights out. So, at this point, look, I mean the score's 19-8, and you're just kind of, if I was a Warrior fan or player, either way, you're kind of defeated because you're like, well, this is obviously starting out the way we wanted. But as we get more into the game, you will see that they'll start coming back, but they went up for a dunk there. And they have a lot of good. Memphis has a lot of good athletic young bigs to use. So they have a lot of good ways they can use them in 3-point shots. They can use them post down in the paint. And Ja's playmaking obviously helps with the Melton pass over 3. As he drives in and draws the foul. Memphis has a shot to win this series, but they also need to really need to push it, because being down 2-1 is a big problem, because if they don't win this next game, they're probably going to be out of the series, I think. So they need to push Ja really a lot. And even the Warriors bench players really killed it too, as Steph passes over and gets it back. See, like open space. Like Clark jumps too early, and that's something Steph can do, is he can open up a lot of space in multiple ways. So he can find pick and pops. He can get Clay in ways, just open buckets. So there's a lot of different ways that they can use him in different coverages and different ways to get him open. Now, as I said, Ja's playmaking is going to be super big in the end of the series, because if they can get him to win this next game, they need him to have a big game next game, because if he doesn't, they're going to have problems, and Jaren's going to have to pick up a lot of the slack. Andrew Wiggins with a 3. And so I think for the Warriors, a big thing for them is just in the offseason getting back to big guys as Jordan Poole, Otto Porter, splashes a 3. So at this point, it's 54-42 with about 4 minutes to go in the second half, right? And Ja, as I said, he's going to have to do a lot of the dirty work for Memphis. Offensively and defensively, getting those crucial blocks on the defensive end, running back, because he's super athletic, and so he has a lot of the speed that can also blow by on offense, create space, and create contact. So he's someone definitely big for them, as Andrew Wiggins gets the dunk. So I think that they just need to, on Memphis' side of things, they just need to figure out, number one, how are you going to get Ja back in and get him to block on the defensive end and get him to be able to get Steph, even though he likes to fake a lot of shots and then go again, pump fake. So, I think for Ja is, all the weight's on him. Like 95% of the weight is on his shoulders. So, he's going to have to get a lot of big games. If they can win this next game, if they can win these next 2 games, that would be crucial. Because you don't want to go into a Game 7 with the Warriors. You know the history behind that. Except the 2016 finals, they have won almost every single Game 7 in the history of the playoffs with Steph Curry in the court. So, you don't want to go to a Game 7. You have to win these next 3 games. I think at least these next 2 games are a must-win. Because with the history, as I said, you do not want to go to a Game 7 with Clay and Steph on the court. Like, how that's going to play out. And Ja has a lot of weight on his shoulders right now. He's going to have to score 30 points in the next 2 games. I mean, that's just how it's supposed to work, because if he doesn't, they're going to fall apart. So, that's just my take on the Grizzlies for these next couple games of the playoff series. But as you get deeper in the game, the Warriors start going off, and Memphis just can't stop Steph. I mean, that's kind of the summary of the game. Another switch crossover. He loves that move and driving in the lane. It works on every defender. The only defender I say it might not work on is LeBron. But that's pretty much it. Andrew Wiggins using that same move, but kind of stiff arm for the dunk. So, for Golden State, it's just a lot of different simple things. Finishing out this half. Ja for the acrobatic layup. And Ja will finish up with a splash. So, they end the half 64-57. But in the second half, you know how Golden State run their third quarters? Klay Thompson with a splash. So, Golden State loves their third quarters. They go off. And as you see, it's 74-57. But Ja says, I'm not done yet. Pull up, splash. So, they have a lot of... Ja knows he can score. I think they are letting Jaren do a little bit more than they usually have. They're dabbling a little bit more on his shoulders. But Ja usually still has a lot on his shoulders. Like, he's going to have to do a lot for them, because if he doesn't, then it's going to be a problem, because then Jaren's going to have to do a lot more, and he's not used to that much pressure. So he's going to have to really get back, and Ja's really going to have to be a little bit more aggressive, like we saw him in the regular season on the boards and blocking shots and that stuff on the defensive end. But as I said, you know how Golden State runs their third quarters with the Klay Thompson splash, 85-66, 6 minutes left, still 85-66, and Jordan Poole, Euro step, buckets. Jordan Poole, he was a great player in the game for Golden State, as he got about 8 points, I think, in this game. 8 or 10, somewhere around there. And Jordan Poole with another splash. And Steph Curry with another acrobatic layup. He is someone that can really shift the defenders multiple sides. Kyle Anderson with the corner splash. Yes, sir. So, I think going into the game, Memphis just needed a little bit of boost. They never really got a boost that they needed. And as you set up this play here, you know Ja's going to try to facilitate something. If you see him pull out, you know he's going to drive to the rim. So they got all 3 guys out on the 3-point line, except I think this is not Kyle Anderson. This is someone in here. Sorry, it's just a little blurry to see. But you drive in, and Ja's going to take it to the rim. So I think just bringing those guys out will kind of make them think that they're going to the three-point line. But Ja can kind of be like a big and facilitate something to the rim. So as Jordan Poole gets the lay-in. But yeah, I think for the Grizzlies, they just need a little bit more of a boost that they never got this game. They had a lot of momentum going into the second half. They had a lot of momentum going even into the second quarter. So they had so much really hope and a lot of they had a lot of growth from even in the regular season that they have used in this playoff, that they can use later down the road, but they just never got the boost this game, that kind of didn't help them as much. And as I said, they just need that boost that they never got. Which that boost is, they need Jaren to go off a little bit more. And as I said earlier, they just need, obviously Ja's their main focus. But if they need Jaren to score, they need to get Jaren more involved. At this point, the game is over. I mean, by the time it hit about 5 minutes, the game was over. We kind of all knew that. So, I think that Memphis just needs that boost that they never got. So now the series is 2-1. So I think for Memphis, and Ja got hurt too in this game. It's kind of a question. It's kind of like a maybe. He'll maybe play. He might not. Jordan Poole, it doesn't show in the highlights, but he didn't get injured. So he might be in for next game, which is super actually crucial to them winning the game or not. Because if they don't win the game, that's definitely one factor. Steven Adams has also got reduced minutes. He's kind of fell out of the rotation too. So, and Golden State just killed them this game overall. Like, it wasn't like they didn't play hard. It's just they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough juice to put in the game, and as you see, final score 142 to 112. And now we can go over the box score. So if you look at the box score here, I mean, you're looking at Ja had 34. As I said, you need Ja to go off. And he did go off this game. I don't blame him for any of this stuff because he did what he does. Jaren, 15. Pretty average for him. Pretty decent for him. That's usually how he goes. But as I said, the third quarter for Golden State kind of just blew them out. So, obviously, I think that the Warriors just have a little bit more talent and a little bit more, they're used to deeper games. And I think the Grizzlies aren't, even though they're younger, they're just not used to playing like in these high intense games because they've never really have until Ja got there and then he kind of lifted the lid. So I think that Golden State will definitely win this series. I want Memphis. I hope Memphis will push this to at least a 6-game series, but I think that Golden State will finish it out in 5. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you